8:42 right now on WCNC Plus. April is National Financial Literacy Month, and today we're addressing ways you can be financially responsible.
That's right. We welcome Mark Henry, Alloy Wealth founder and CEO. Mark, thanks so much for waking up early and being with us this morning. So let's just get right into it. People say everything is so expensive now. It's so hard for me to save money because gas is going up, food is going up. What do you say to your clients, those who are already saving and those who are considering saving? How do you adjust when you have things like inflation happening?
Yeah, it is happening in a big way. I mean, there's no question about it. But you have to think about it this way. This idea of you have to learn to control your money. Inflation is part of life. Things going up. Think about this. If prices are lifestyle creep, that's a big part of inflation, your own lifestyle creep. But if it's going up 4 or 5% a year and your paycheck's not going up 4 or 5% a year, your income, you're actually having a pay cut.
Yeah.
And so nobody's adjusting to that. So it's this idea of taking control of your dollars. Right now, many people find their dollars are controlling them.
Right.
You can't control inflation. You can control your spending.
That's correct. Yes.
What's the biggest mistake you see people making in this economy right now?
Yeah, it's literally what we were talking about as far as controlling the dollars. They don't know where the money's going. They just know it's gone. And like personally, when I go to the grocery store, it's expensive. I like to eat meat and stuff, it's high. But I have to control that, not by cutting back or things like that. I have to know where the dollars go first. That's the first step in really becoming the master of your universe when it comes to finance. Where's the money going? Most people have many things that could be cut out that aren't as important, like multiple streaming services. At one time in my life, I had 3 memberships.
Oh my goodness.
I thought having the memberships made me lose weight. It didn't work.
Doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
If only. So how do you talk about controlling your money? I remember someone said you assign every dollar, you give all of your dollars a job. So how do you tailor that for different stages in life? You know, I'm a mom, I've got 2 kids, I'm saving for college, all those things. How do you adjust depending on where you are?
And that's really where the planning part comes in. It starts with like sitting down, especially for the younger people. Sit down with the family, get the children involved. One day they're going to have to go through this exact same thing. And they're really smart when you talk about, hey, we want to get on a spending plan. I don't like that word budget's too controlling. Right. Well, you're later in life, start thinking about this transition, let's say you're going to make from working to being, quote, retired. It all starts with a paycheck. The most important thing I see people missing is they have no idea of how they're going to get paid. You know what they have? A bunch of stuff, statements, they've accumulated this, that, and the other. What does that do for a paycheck? Everything starts with income, whether you're 30 or you're 60 getting ready to retire. Income is the outcome.
I like that.
I do like that.
What do you tell people? You know, you look at recent surveys and you see a lot of folks our age and younger not saving at all for retirement. I'm worried that in 20 or 30 years, our country is going to be in a bad shape because of people not saving for retirement. What do you tell those folks who perhaps have not gotten off on the right foot, but it's not too late?
Right. It's definitely not.
Right.
But if not now, when? We have to make these harder decisions today if we want to, you know, I say this all the time, if you want to live like no one else one day, you actually have to live like no one else right now. Yeah. So we're going to have to say no to some of the outings, the gatherings, and I like loud budgeting where you're actually telling your friends or family what you're doing. We've made a decision to get out of debt. We've made a decision to pay off the college loans, whatever it is. So when you ask us to go to the concert, we're probably going to say no. It's not because we don't want to, it's because we've made this decision. However, if you want to bring some burgers over and we can cook on the grill, I'd be happy to do that.
Right.
Loud budgeting seems to really help for a lot of people.
Loud budgeting, I like that phrase. I've not heard that before.
It forces you to commit.
Absolutely.
It puts pressure on yourself,
Yes. So you're trying to save and balance all the things. Maybe you're doing loud budgeting, maybe you're not. How often should you revisit it? I heard something on the radio the other day that, you know, financial worry affects so many Americans because people are always checking their bank account. Do I have enough money? How often should you be doing that?
Well, not daily. Let's be very clear. And I believe you should sit down once you get a clear pathway or plan of what you're going to accomplish. Then you have to review it a couple times a year, maybe quarterly, but definitely don't. One of the biggest changes people could make is when they wake up in the morning, the first thing people do is grab the phone. I would tell you the biggest blessing for me is not doing that. Wake up in the morning and take a few minutes to think about what the day is going to be like and how you want it to unfold and be grateful. And you will find money will start flowing into your lives when you stop focusing so hard on chasing something like that.
Interesting.
Good life advice.
That
in
is
ge-
some
in
great
general,
advice.
not just
Yes.
financial advice as well. All right. Mark Henry with Alloy Wealth, thanks for coming in early. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for having
And
me on.
appreciate you got the purple memo. as
You
well.
really did get
I
the
had to
memo.
coordinate.
And that's perfect. We always like that when guests can do that.